Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the United Stand on a special show. Well, I didn't even know this game was going ahead. I don't think many people knew this game was going ahead, but this is like a little roundup video of what has just happened behind closed doors. Apparently, United have played Wrexham FC in a friendly game. We've had a few debutants in that game. I'm just going to roll over everything that's happened and obviously talk to you guys for the first time live since I arrived back from the first part of the tour, because in another day, we are heading out to Norway for the second part of the tour. But Australia was an absolute blast. Thailand was awesome. And now we're heading back to Manchester to head back out to Norway. But in between, United have snuck this game right in the middle just to give us something to talk about as well. Hello, everyone in the comments. It is good to be back. Good to see all of you as well. And thank you to everyone who left me comments and well wishes after my debut appearance on Sky Sports News yesterday as well. All part of the work that we did on tour and the contacts and the relationships that we built. And as you've seen on the show and all the interviews that we did with the players, with the journalists and everything like that, the channel went down an absolute storm. And we're just going to bring better and more interesting content. We're going to bring you the best is what we're going to do. And it's only going to get more frequent. It's only going to get better as we go. And trust me on this one, with what we have got planned upcoming, you will not be disappointed, people. Trust me. Just trust me. You know, you can trust me. Yeah. I'm the guy who was traipsing around Australia in the freezing cold while you lot were in 41-degree heat or whatever it was. Anyway, I'm going to go on with myself if you let me. So I'm going to stop myself there and talk about what's happened today. Well, a lineup of in goal, Kovar, back four of Wan-Bissaka, Bailly, Martinez and Malacia, with Garner, Van der Beek, Palestra, ERIKSEN, Ahmad and Martial played a game behind closed doors today against Wrexham. Ryan Reynolds, Wrexham, freshly promoted Wrexham, as we all know. And I didn't think anyone knew that this was going on. We've seen reports from the MEN that this was happening, some reports from the Wrexham side of things as well. Like I said at the start of the show, I had no idea that this happened. But one big thing in this was the fact that we had two debutants, well, three if you include Malacia making his first start over here on English shores. But all of our new signings started the game. Malacia, Martinez and Christian Eriksen. And Eriksen apparently scored an absolute banger from a free kick, which is good news. Straight in there. Interesting to see the rest of the team and who did play, because Garner, who didn't get game time over in Australia and Thailand because of injury, he's played in the midfield there alongside Van der Beek. Van der Beek getting plenty of game time at the moment. It's going to be interesting to run off this game in terms of who actually goes on tour, goes on the next part of the tour into Oslo, because obviously we're splitting the teams up. So we're going to have one team go to Oslo and then another one's going to play at Old Trafford the next day against Rayo Vallecano. So Oslo against Atletico Madrid. And then we're not going to have enough players to be fit to play the next day. Only United would do 2 games in a weekend in pre-season, as you know. So it's going to be interesting to see who plays, who goes. From what I was getting from the journalist and behind the scenes at United while on tour, it seems like the stronger team is going out to Oslo. So we're going to see some of the first team players over there. And obviously, the United Stand will be bringing you full coverage of that part of the tour as well. We head out on Friday along with the team. So we'll bring you everything that happens behind the scenes there again and keep you up to date with anything that is breaking or what we find out while we're there. Martinez and Eriksen have been well recepted. You can see pictures up on your screen now of David De Gea taking a shot there. Martinez and Eriksen arrived at training together twice. It is all a good vibe and good feeling at the moment. So the fact that these two have both played together today as well. And you know what? With Martial in there as well, another first team player in there as well, Van der Beek and Wan-Bissaka, Malacia. Strong enough team. We did win the game 4-1. The goal scorers, actually, I'll run through the goal scorers for you, actually scored in this game. So obviously Eriksen scored, which is the best news. Alex Telles scored as well. He must have come on off the bench because he wasn't in the starting lineup. Garnacho scored as well, which is very good. He didn't get any game time also on tour. What we was getting from Erik ten Hag and when he was speaking out while out on tour with Garnacho in regards to Garnacho, because he was asked a question regarding some of the younger players, the maturity of the younger players, and who we thought we was going to see, but we didn't. Garnacho is not an under-23 player. He was predominantly playing the under-23 players like Iqbal Savage, Hannibal. I think Laird got some good game time as well. So it was the main under 23 team that was getting the game time. And obviously Garnacho was predominantly last season an under-18s player. We've seen him in the FA Youth Cup final. So it's good to see Garnacho get game time as well. So ERIKSEN, Garnacho, Ahmad got himself a goal, which is going to do him the power of good. So happy that he did, because for me, Ahmad did not perform to the best he possibly could on that tour. He didn't cover himself in much glory, I should say. He's probably one of the disappointments, but coming back, difficult with all the change that's happened. Ten Hag did give him a lot of game time. I just wanted it to go a little bit better for him. I wish it did go a little bit better for him, but he's got game time today. He scored a goal. Be interesting to see which side of the play staff he's on in terms of the Vallecano game at Old Trafford staying here, or if he flies out on Friday to Oslo with the rest of what we're thinking is the first team squad, like I said. So I would say good for Ahmad, good for Tellez. I mean, Tellez, I'm going to be honest, from what I've seen of Tellez on tour, he didn't play left back once, and that's the best I've seen him play for the club. So take what you want out of that. That was a bit of a concern for me, but I think Tellez's days are numbered personally. We've seen Fernandez go out on loan to Preston recently as well. So you could look at it one way. Is Tellez going to hang around as a third choice left back? Jesus, if we need 3 left backs to get through a season, then there is something seriously voodooed on this team in terms of injuries. Luke Shaw, we know, isn't the best. Malacia, I haven't got enough info in terms of his injury record. So I think we're pretty much covered there. I could still see Tellez going. He's got a goal today. He's got some run out. He's got some minutes under his legs again. I still do believe that Tellez is out the door. I'm going to be honest. If it's a loan or if it's a sale, I can see him going. Obviously, we've heard rumours today that Bailly and Axel Tuanzebe are also going out as well. I think you're probably going to see it. So Brandon Williams, Axel and Bailly. Bailly's involved today. Axel and Brandon Williams not. Bailly, I think, he's heading to Jose at Roma. That's what I'm hearing, but we'll see what comes of that. But other than that, in terms of this game, minutes, are you bothered? The comments are saying not too fussed, not really looking at this game too much. It was a game we didn't know was happening. I think it was probably just a test for a few of the players, and Ten Hag wanted to get a bit of a closer look in likes of Martinez and ERIKSEN. I do hope that we see them in Oslo. That was one of the questions that I asked Erik Ten Hag in the press conference over in Perth last time I was there, and getting the questions across there to Erik Ten Hag. I did say, would Martinez and ERIKSEN both be included in the Oslo playing squad or heading out for that leg of the tour this summer? He kept his cards close to his chest. He basically said, we will assess them when we get back in Manchester, hence why I think this game has happened. And then we'll decide if they're coming out to Norway or if, in fact, they will stay behind in Manchester and play in the Vallecano game. But looking at it, I've got to say, I would prefer Martinez and ERIKSEN to come out on tour. It's like a weekend away, isn't it, in Norway? That's what it is. They've missed the majority of the tour, but one chance to get some proper game time against real opposition in terms of Atletico Madrid, the toughest team we've probably played on tour. No disrespect to anyone else, but obviously the start of the tour, Liverpool were nowhere near fit enough, and we smashed them off the park in Thailand. But I think Atletico Madrid are going to be our toughest opponents so far this pre-season. It'll be a good test because as we've gone through the tour, we've seen other teams get a lot fitter, get a lot sharper, and it's been less and less comfortable. Obviously, lower league opposition in Wrexham today. You'd expect United to win this, but you've got to take from this game minutes under the belt for ERIKSEN and Martinez. Good to see ERIKSEN score a free kick, man. You can take that into the season, please. I'm really looking forward to seeing how ERIKSEN is integrated into this team and where he plays under Ten Hag. So that's what I really want to see. If he does come out on tour to Norway, then I want to see where he plays him. That's going to be really interesting. Do you know what I mean? He's got Bruno there holding that position down, and the front three look pretty solid right now. So where does ERIKSEN fit in? And if he doesn't go on the Oslo part of this tour, then does that mean that he is predominantly going to be a squad player? Interesting. That's what you got to look at, what comes from this today. But 4 goals, another 4 goals, and minutes under the belt. That's what you got to say. Martinez has played, ERIKSEN's played, Malacia has played. We move on, and that's it. Bring on Atletico Madrid this weekend and Vallecano, and then into next week, the game that's really important. Obviously, the Sunday, Brighton at home. That's when all of this pre-season and all this work that we've done, this progress that we're actually seeing and we're looking at and commenting on, see if that comes to fruition when it really matters, when United are playing Brighton in that opening game. We've seen it before when United have done well in pre-season. I mentioned it many a times while we was out on tour in Australia in the last few weeks that, yeah, I remember Andy Cole walking past us as the MUTV set up when we was watching the Perth game against Aston Villa. And he just said, it's good, but it's pre-season. And that was from Andy Cole. He literally just said pre-season and walked away. It tells you everything. Everyone is cautiously optimistic right now around United. We're waiting for that bubble to burst and what happens after it. I think that's going to be the intriguing bit. Guys, that's just a quick roundup. That's the video done. Cheers. Well, nearly 11,000 in the room with us just for this one. That's a nice welcome back, guys. I've got to say, cheers for all your comments while we was out on tour. Absolutely brilliant. You'll have better chance to talk to me later. I'm back at 8 o'clock tonight. We'll have a bit more time to bring up your comments as well. And I'll get into some details and some of your questions regarding what happened on the tour as well. So we'll have a little section in the show later on tonight where I'll answer some of your questions. Try to keep them clean, obviously, guys, and make it football related. But yeah, we will bring that in later on tonight in the 8 o'clock show. But looking forward to it and good to be back before we head straight back out again. It's crazy. It's crazy season. I'm hoping that we have got some transfer news to talk about as well, let's be honest. But for now, guys, that's it for this show. Cheers for tuning in. I will see you all at 8 o'clock. Good to be back, like I said. Like, share, and subscribe to the United Stand. It's been a ball, and it carries on. Guys, we'll see you later. Take it easy. Stay cool. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.